And we're live. Good morning from slightly sunny Croatia. It's not even 7 a.m. here. And I just rolled out. I can't even talk yet. I just rolled out of bed and I want to talk today about Bitcoin. All right. So I've been obsessed on and off with Bitcoin over the last, say, year and a half. Not just Bitcoin, but other cryptocurrencies. And I'm going to talk about today whether it's a good investment or not, whether it's right for you. And there's definitely like some really strong pros and cons. It's such a fascinating topic because there's people who are so passionate about cryptocurrency and think it's the future and believe in it and make so many good arguments for it. But on the other side, there's also people who feel quite the opposite. For example, my dad, and just people who aren't into that, and they looked at it since the beginning of the year, just go down and down and down, and it's also hard to argue against that. Um, so I'm going to present both of these arguments and then kind of give my opinion why I think it is a good investment, but you have to treat it, see it in the right light. Okay, so I don't know if I should give the whole history of it. Bitcoin there's only 21 million made, and made by Satoshi Nakamoto, this anonymous creator that no one knows who he is or what, maybe she or entity of people, who they are. So you could probably see a summary of Bitcoin and its history on other, definitely, I know you can, on other channels, or just Google it. So maybe you have an idea what it is. A cryptocurrency that has this limited supply, and now there's probably like over 1,500 other cryptocurrencies since Bitcoin. Um, some are like really, my opinion, are good. Others are just scams, and there's a lot of just kind of in between. But I'm gonna just be focusing on Bitcoin because this video is already 2 minutes. So whether that's a good investment or not. So, okay, it is a good investment if you treat it a certain way. If you have a long time horizon and you don't need Bitcoin, and you don't throw your entire savings into it, um, but you treat it as a long-term investment that will eventually go up, and you have to be mentally and emotionally prepared for it to drop in a day. Bitcoin has become more stable as the years gone on. Even though it's been going down, it's been going down less, and then it does have ups as well. But it doesn't drop by 50% in a day. But you still should just be prepared for that because it definitely could drop by 10-20% in a day, and it's more extreme ups and downs. Um, so, uh, so yeah. Um, so the way I approach it now, I've made all kinds of mistakes, and then I'm going to tell the story how my mom lost 1.1 Bitcoin. So that's always fun. Um, okay, so how I approach it now. First, I want to just say how I invest in it now, because this is the most important thing. Is just to the same way I invest in my, stocks, mutual funds, bonds, is you just buy a little bit either every month or every week, just like on a regular basis, and you put in the same amount of money. So right now I'll just tell you, I'm putting in 25 bucks every week. So it's fractions, very small fractions of a Bitcoin. No matter what the price is. I say I have an automatic investment set up on Coinbase. I'll put a link to that below, uh, in the video description. And I do that. And then I do one other thing. I have a CoinSeed app, which rounds up, I mentioned this in my first video, it rounds up my spare change. So like say I spent like $3.17. Well, then it would round up to 83 cents. So 17 to the next dollar is 83. I would take that 83 cents and invest it not only in Bitcoin, but I have this whole like little portfolio. It's an app. It's pretty cool. I say, okay, I put 30% into Bitcoin, 20% into Litecoin, with other cryptocurrencies, and whatever that changes, it distributes that amount over my whole portfolio in CoinSeed. So on average, maybe over the month, I'm putting in an extra $20, $30 into coin seed as well, invested with coin seed, and then the $100 a month with broken down to $25 a week in uh, actually buying just Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the oldest and it's the most stable, and there's a bunch of other coins. Basically, how it works is when Bitcoin goes down a little bit or a lot. Well, a lot that, like I said, doesn't have these huge drops anymore. But um, when Bitcoin goes down, all the other coins go down way more. When Bitcoin goes up, after it's proven to be more stable and in an uptrend, then the other coins will go up more, usually higher percentage in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is definitely like the most. It's you're not at this point. You're really not going to get rich with it if you invested back when it was tens or hundreds of dollars. That's lucky you. Right now, it's like it's a great. I think it's a really great long-term investment in combination with looking at this level-headed in combination with your stocks, your bonds, gold and silver, real estate if you're into that, and insert other investment here. I actually talk about other investment strategies in my other videos, which you can check out. Like this video if you like that idea of being fully diversified, not just in Bitcoin, but other cryptos. Sorry, other crypto, other investment strategies like stocks, bonds, all that, or other cryptos if you want to be a little bit more risky and have a little more fun with it. I had that phase when I first started, like investing in all the different they call altcoins, um, which you can consider a lot of these to be similar to penny stocks. Um, so I was investing in all those, and some of them I did well on, I made money on, and other ones I didn't. Most of them went up at some point, and I could have sold at the highs, but I didn't because I didn't know what I was doing, and so that's why I don't know. So right now I still have a bunch of investments in altcoins, but I've slowly and sadly, regretfully watched them drop from their December and January highs all the way to like a lot of them are almost like I don't know a tenth or maybe a very small fraction of what they were back then. But anyway, I'm kind of what they say in poker, pot committed right now. I have my investments in the altcoins, and the ones that I still have now, I at least believe in long term. I really hope they do go back up, but I'm not investing any more money in those. I'm just kind of holding them. Also for tax purposes, because whenever you trade, not only selling a coin for US dollar, but let's say I have Litecoin, which is a very popular altcoin, and sell Litecoin into Bitcoin, so I transfer, or vice versa. I use Bitcoin to buy Litecoin. Then you're paying tax on each of those transactions. So it's like, it's just, I already pay enough tax on this stuff. It's just better for me right now is to hold what I have there, and with the market being pretty low, not all-time low, but it's pretty low right now. It's just better just to hold it, and I'm not putting any more money into altcoins. I have what I have, but I still, especially, I believe in a lot of them. So again, long term, especially Bitcoin, because that's the most. If any one coin is going to succeed, it's Bitcoin. Right now, they say like there's a term Bitcoin dominance, meaning how much with all the money in the cryptocurrency sphere, how much of that is in Bitcoin versus all the other alts. And there's it's more, I think it's more than 50% is in Bitcoin right now. So that just shows you how conservative and safe is. And people and investors in cryptocurrency, they say flee into Bitcoin because that's like the safe haven, and take their money out of all the other alts and put it into Bitcoin when the market's dropping or when it's not as stable, when it's in a downtrend as it is now. So, well, this is kind of a long video. I gotta make another video on Bitcoin because I have a lot more to say about it. I was actually going to get into, this is like the safest and most secure way. I'm not getting paid or anything to say this. It's just like, there's it's called a hardware wallet. So this is Ledger, and it looks like basically a thumb drive, but it's a way to store your Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So it's off, not on the internet. It's not on your computer. It's all the password protected there. I can get into that. Or you could just Google Ledger Nano S, and you can find lots of reviews on that. Okay, but oh yeah, okay. So I'm gonna end this video now with this. Well, okay, summarizing that Bitcoin is a good investment if you treat it as a long-term investment. Put a little in every month. Don't think about the price, and be expected for you to short-term lose money. Just be prepared for that, and I think within, I'm not going to say predictions, anything like that, but I think within, this personal, not investment advice, it's my personal opinion, by the end of the year, or let's even give it a 1 year, in 1 to 2 years from now, just being really conservative, Bitcoin will be up a lot more than it is now at some point within the next few months to a year to 2 years. It's going to be worth a lot more. So until then, my personal number as far as investing is, I'm going to keep investing until I've kind of had my mind. You should have like an idea in your mind, like guidelines, so you're not making emotional decisions, but you're making mental calculations beforehand. So right now, what I'm doing is, I already have a good chunk. Right, I don't even need to keep buying it, but man, I think it's such a good thing for the future. Even just putting in $25 a month, kind of, to me, keeps me in the game, so to speak, and keeps me investing in what I do believe in, without, like, again, throwing all my money into it. And then it still allows me to invest in other things too. But what I wanted to say is, well, I'm talking a lot. What I'm doing is, I'm investing until Bitcoin hits $10,000 or more. So when the value of it finally goes back up to 10,000, I'm going to stop. Or if that doesn't happen, I'm going to keep doing this until the end of this year, until the end of 2018. And if it hasn't hit 10,000 by then, oh well, I'm going to stop. But till now, again, I think it's a good price right now. I didn't check today, but it was at a little under 7,000 last time I checked. I think that's still a great price to get in compared to its all-time high of almost 20,000. So, dollar cost averaging in $25 a week is great for me. And again, it's just automatic and Coinbase, so I don't even think about it. Just pulls directly from my checking account. Great. Okay, so now the story you've all been waiting for. And please, please, I'm learning to say this because this is I'm new to YouTube. Like my videos and subscribe if you like what you hear and you want to hear more content. And please write a comment if you have, and give it a thumbs up. Well, that means like, yeah. And write a comment if you have feedback. Definitely open to hearing anything you have to say. Okay, so I'll stop stalling. My mom uh, is not to say she's the best at like technology and being organized, and especially with new technology and apps and these things. So I really wanted to get my parents. This is back last year when, like, Bitcoin and the cryptos towards the end of the year, they were going up high and everyone was talking about it. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. I'm doing so well with that. I really want to share um, my experience and my success with my parents, and I want to get them into it. So I'm basically was like just giving them my own, because I was doing well, and I was just like giving them, like, here, just take a Bitcoin. I think you should hold on to it for the future, just so they could have it in their own possession. And you know, I think it's something in 5, 10 years. Okay, that's a whole nother story. I think the world might be different than it is now in terms of our finance system. But anyway, I was like, okay, you should have it, um, to my mom. And my dad, he just knows nothing about technology. He doesn't even have a cell phone. But my mom, at least she has an iPhone and she has that kind of stuff. So I was like, all right, mom, I'm going to give you this app. It's called CoPay. All right, and CoPay, it's really cool that it's like a shared, what we call a wallet, with cryptocurrency. This is a hardware wallet, but there's also software wallets that you can install on your phone, like apps like copay, and it's a shared wallet where we both could invest, could put Bitcoin into it, but to take it out, both people need to kind of press like the confirm or like sign off on it that money is going to be withdrawn. So think of it like a parent, like a parent would not want their kid to take out the money, like let's say they're giving them their first cryptocurrency and just spend it on something stupid or whatever, or lose it in case the parent confirms, like two people turning the triggers to the flipping the switches to the nuclear missile kind of thing. Right. So we both installed copay on our phones. I think maybe you can see where this is going. And I put in over 1 Bitcoin into copay for me and my mom to more for my mom just to have. I think it would be Bitcoin was worth like maybe a couple grand at the time. Still a lot of money, not what it is now, or not what it was at its peak, but maybe it was 3,000. I don't even know, but it was still a lot of money. And I put that Bitcoin in, and I was like, okay, great. It's just sitting there, and my mom can kind of like watch it. We can watch the price go up and down, and she can have that feeling of ownership. And then one day I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe that's actually a lot of money just to keep on an app. It's not so secure. Like what's kind of considered to be the most secure for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are these hardware wallets. Um, and so I just wanted to get off a good chunk of it from the app. I was like, you know what, this is kind of a lot of money to just be on an app, um, no matter how secure the company says it is. I just okay. So I go in and I try to withdraw it on my end on my phone, and it's like, oh, okay, confirmed 1 out of 2. You need, I have to have the other person confirm. So I call out my mom, like, all right, mom, I'm taking out some of it. Like, you can still hold it, but I need you to click confirm because I don't want to keep all that blah 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 on the app. And she's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. What copay? I wonder if she's ever gonna watch this video. She'll probably, I don't know. Maybe she'll think it's funny or maybe be annoyed. But anyway, true story. Um, he's like, yeah, I don't. This is my mom's voice. I don't even know. What is this? What? What? It turns out my mom completely forgot about like. I mean, she kind of remembered we did something with Bitcoin, but she just had no idea, and she just deleted the app. And that was it. So, it turned out I had made a backup on my end, and I tried when we made the app to, you can do like a way of backing it up. So if something happens, if you lose your phone or it gets deleted like this, you can restore it to the original wallet with the Bitcoin on it. But it turns out we didn't do the backup the right way because I was in Croatia, my mom was back home in the U.S., and we did it over the phone. And like I think I backed up the wrong, like there's like multiple wallets within this app, and we had backed up for her the wrong one with like it had zero and then nothing on it. So the backup didn't even apply, it didn't matter. And that's it. That 1.1 Bitcoin is still just out there in limbo, out in cyberspace, never to be able to be retrieved. We tried contacting the company. They're like, sorry, it is what it is. And that is definitely a big lesson that I learned, not to trust my mom with Bitcoin, but just to also be really super overly careful with, writing down passwords and backups and making sure you have it stored in a safe location and all that. So I don't mean to discourage you with that story. It was like a lesson to me, and hopefully you can learn that, take that as a lesson as well. All right. So this video went on really long. I'm going to end it there. Again, if you like this, please thumbs up or thumbs down if you didn't. Either way, just give me your opinion and subscribe if you like the channel. And I'll definitely be talking. I have a lot more to say about Bitcoin. There's a bunch of, like, for instance, a bunch of YouTubers that you can watch if you're into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Have great advice, and there's some that don't have great advice. And that all have different takes and spins on it. I've obsessed over YouTube videos on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, so I will talk about YouTubers which ones to watch, which ones I like or don't like, in another video. And also some more, I'll talk more about Bitcoin, more about the ledger, and other cryptocurrencies too, because I just talked about Bitcoin in this video, in my next video. So with that, I'm out. It's a beautiful morning here, and I want to enjoy it. All right, take care. Bye bye.